Okay, so I am Haley, and I live in a town called Woodstock, Connecticut, and I'm on the border of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. So I currently am practicing, or with a practice that only practices in Connecticut, but we used to practice in Rhode Island. We actually just finished up our last client in Rhode Island. So in Rhode Island, CPMs carry a license. In Massachusetts, they are trying to put the law through, but that's not through yet, so they do not carry a license. And in Connecticut, there really has been no talk about midwives moving forward with a license. There was a huge lawsuit that happened in the early 2000s, which really was the turning table for um, CPM specifically that were attending home births. There's a big lawsuit, and the midwife actually won the lawsuit. So that kind of flipped the table over and realized the health department realized that CPMs were practicing in the state and they were going to continue to practice. So the health department knows that we are here. They know that we attend births, but we have no laws and no regulations upon us, which has been really beautiful for a lot of our clients and also not for some. So there's always the benefit, the risk, and the benefit, the reward, however you want to put it, of those of having no license and a license. Not having a license restricts us with getting medication and ordering labs, but it also provides not a lot of restrictions as far as we are not forced to transfer at 42 weeks or 41 weeks. We are not forced to transfer if there's a breech delivery or if there's twins or anything like that. So there are some benefits for our clients where they have a little bit more autonomy and they're able to make more informed decisions, rather than being placed under kind of that lock and key where a license can. So I am planning to practice in Connecticut. Most likely I will be able to practice, I will choose to practice in Mass just because I'm so close. And I haven't decided if I would get a license in Rhode Island yet. I know it's a ton of work, but I also know you kind of get the benefit of ordering labs and things like that. So I like that aspect of it. I do know that if you hold a license in Rhode Island, you're not allowed to attend a birth with another midwife that doesn't hold a license in Rhode Island. So if there's a CPM that chose not to get a license, they're practicing illegally in the state of Rhode Island technically, so I wouldn't be able to go and assist them in any way at a birth. So yeah, there's some things that would not deter me from getting it, but that I would really have to consider and really think about what I would want my practice to look like. As far as the legality of well person care, in Connecticut, we are allowed to practice well woman care, but again, there's that barrier of like if our patient has a UTI, or needs any type of medication, any creams or anything like that, we are not allowed to provide them for them. So we would have to then transfer them to a nurse midwife, which I feel like that creates so many barriers because then you're charging a patient to see them and then you're referring them and then they're having to pay having to pay again to see another provider. So I really don't like that. In Rhode Island, I am not. You are allowed to practice well woman care. I know that, and in Mass also. I'm not sure as far as the stipulations on ordering medication in Rhode Island. I don't know if they're allowed to order. As far as I know, that they're not allowed to order things like antibiotics. But I believe that they are allowed to order things like PIT and miso, and IV fluids, which makes things a lot easier. And they're definitely allowed to order labs. So yeah, I think as far as providing well woman care, I actually really feel like I have a big heart for it. One, because you're not on call all the time, and as a mom with 3 little kiddos, that really I love that idea. So this class is going to be big for me and kind of deciding where my course of midwifery and who I want to be as a provider and the direction path I want to take will be. So um, I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to learn all the things. As far as, do I think that the state should extend their midwifery laws to include well person care? Yeah, we don't have any laws around here, so I don't really think that affects me. Alrighty.